The first time it happened, Sam thought it was a fluke. A Saturday morning, the kitchen sun-washed and smelling of coffee. He'd reached for a mug on the high shelf, the one with the chipped rim she always used, and a white-hot lance of pain shot from the base of his spine down his leg. A familiar, unwelcome guest from an old rugby injury. He gasped, gripping the counter, the world narrowing to that bright, vicious circuit of agony. Then Ella walked in, sleep-tousled, wearing his faded college sweatshirt. She didn't see his pain. She was hunting for the orange juice. She paused beside him, not speaking, and simply leaned her head against his shoulder. It was an unthinking gesture, a morning habit. Her warmth seeped through the thin cotton of his t-shirt. He caught the scent of her shampoo, coconut and vanilla, and felt the gentle weight of her trust, her uncomplicated presence. And something shifted. The pain didn't vanish. It retreated. It softened from a screaming siren to a manageable thrum, as if someone had turned down the volume on a raging radio station. The sharp, jagged edges smoothed into a dull, heavy ache he could breathe around. He could feel the pain, but he was no longer trapped inside it. Later, in the neurologist's office, he'd hear the explanation. The MRI showed the old damage, the persistent inflammation lighting up modern, evolved pathways of suffering. But the relief, the doctor said, was ancient. It came from somewhere deeper, a primal flaw in the brain's architecture, the periaqueductal grey. It was a region that governed fundamental survival drives, fight, flight, and, crucially, connection. The same neural machinery that let a wounded animal ignore its pain to protect its young, or find its mate, was being switched on, not by adrenaline, but by the steady, safe signal of her. Sam began to notice the pattern. The grinding headache after a brutal day would loosen its vice when she laughed at one of his terrible jokes across the dinner table. The arthritic ache in his knuckles on cold mornings would ease as he watched her meticulously water her seedlings on the windowsill, her face a portrait of quiet care. It wasn't magic, it was biology, a biological paradox. The most complex emotion humans named, love, speaking the oldest, simplest language the body knew. It was a neural override, a deep brain command issued from the throne of attachment, telling the pain signals to stand down. This, the ancient structure whispered, this warmth, this scent, this steady heartbeat beside you, this is what matters. This is safety. Attend to this. One evening, a storm rattling the windows, the pain came fierce and rolling. He lay rigid on the couch, jaw clenched. Ella didn't offer platitudes. She didn't ask for a pain scale number. She simply lay down on the too-short couch behind him, curling her body around his, her palm a steady, warm pressure over his heart. Her breath warmed the back of his neck. He felt it happen again, that deep subterranean click. The pain didn't leave. It was simply placed in a different context, surrounded by the fortress of her. The frantic modern alarm bells in his cortex were quieted by a hum from the brain's bedrock. It was the body's ultimate wisdom, that the best defense against the world's sharp edges was not a harder shell, but a deeper sanctuary. The pain was a fact, but her presence was a truth, and in the primitive calculus of survival, truth held more power.